Ask not what we all be can do for you. Ask what you can do for we all be.
And we got next coming up this hour, we're going to do with the unbelievable story of Harrison Carter. If you haven't heard about it, he was killed on July 23rd, 2014, last month. And under some mysterious circumstances, he got killed over a package of marijuana delivered by FedEx. So we're going to get into that story. We're going to play some news clippings to get y'all caught up on what happened in Orlando, Florida on July 23rd, 2014.
5322. Halford, HAWFRD Circle, and our SWAT officers have been able to enter the residence. The subject is deceased at this point, and just to kind of recap what got us to this point, deputies arrived. They were delivering a narcotics parcel. The subject came out, encountered the deputies with a handgun. Rounds were fired at that point. The subject then retreated into the house and came back and fired more rounds at the deputies. They returned fire. Can't tell you the total number of rounds that have been fired, but multiple rounds were fired. 2 deputies fired and the subject fired as well. That is unclear at this point. More than likely, he was wounded by the deputy's gunfire, but there's some things that has to be done at this point in order to determine precisely whose round killed the individual. No one else was inside the home at this time. At this point, there's still a crime scene immediately around the crisis site. That's going to remain for a period of time, but we're opening up the other surrounding commercial and residential areas.
Today, again, can you say how you were able to go into the home with the deputies, or that camera in your house?
The SWAT team entered the home and was able to determine that the individual was deceased.
And was he speaking to you at all right after the shooting, or did you have to?
No, we had no communication with him immediately after.
Can you confirm that a robot camera found a grow house on the second floor?
I cannot confirm that. I'm not sure if he owns a residence or not, but he certainly was the person who had been living there in the home for some period of time. We're still running the criminal history, so I don't want to give you bad information at this time. But there's some history there. Before we entered, no. There was no communication with him at that time.
This was a narcotics delivery? Was this
A parcel delivery.
parcel being delivered to
Yes,
the mail?
that was suspected of being narcotics.
Okay. Wait, Sheriff, did you communicate with them before the shooting?
During the shooting, what essentially happened, the deputies had some brief conversation with him. They were identified. He had a handgun in hand. At that point, the gun was pointed directly at them from what I'm being told at this time. They fired at him. He retreated into the home and came back and fired another volley of rounds at the deputies.
So the deputy fired first?
Yes, that is correct.
What was in the package?
We'll get into the details of that later. So I can't share that with you at this point.
Have you found anything else where that package was coming from?
I won't be able to tell you that now either. It was, yes.
Where was he found?
I believe in the garage area, and there's the door entering into the main home from that garage area, somewhere in that area.
Carport or garage?
I believe it's a garage.
Can you tell us the backstory of this investigation? How long it's been going on? If residents kind of complained about the alarm here, or how did this all get rolling?
I can't tell you any of that at this point, but later this afternoon, our media relations personnel, they'll be able to share more details with you about those types of facts.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you all.
welcome back, Black family. This is Brother Ron, R2C2HU, the Artivist. I had to play those news clips of the story that happened out of Orlando, Florida. Young brother, 29-year-old brother Giles Harrison Carter. It's like he was executed by the police down in Orlando at his home in Belle Isle, a very exclusive gated community down in Orlando. And you just heard two news stories. The first story was from Orlando, Fox 35, and also the second part was Sheriff Jerry Deming of Orange County, Florida, giving a press briefing about what happened. And I want y'all to understand what he said. He basically said that the police fired first. And he also said that they was not even sure if the parcel contained drugs. Now, you got to ask yourself this question. Got our great guest, family and friends of Brother Giles Harrison Carter. But think about this. If this is a partial marijuana, our country right now is in the process of legalizing marijuana throughout the country. They're in the process of setting up where white folks with resources can make more money selling drugs, which has put a generation of black men and women behind bars. Think about that. So they're telling us that it was justified having a SWAT team, having a drone. They don't claim there was a drone. There was a drone there. We could get about the details of what type of drone it was later. SWAT team drone, 20 to 30 patrol cars, all for a partial of quote-unquote weed or marijuana being delivered to the home of Harrison Carter by FedEx. So was it justified all that manpower for a package of marijuana, supposedly? So we're going to get into this. And without further ado, I want to look on my esteemed guest. Sorry to have him on these in this type of situation, Brother Colin Williams. Are you there?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
Man, every time I hear this story, it just worries me that how, they play into the media and the media eats it up and don't even ask the right questions. So I'm just puzzled. I'm trying to figure all this out,
I definitely hope you can share with us what's going on from your point of view. We also got another call, I believe, from New York, I think from Brooklyn. I don't know. I'm going to just put them in. Area code 347, you're on the air. Welcome to We All Be. What's your name?
Hello, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
It's my son, Will. Great.
All right.
All right, what's your name, sir?
My name is Ben.
All right, Ben, welcome to the show, man. So I'm assuming you are connected with Brother Colin. He just called you out, and also with Brother Harrison Carter, who's no longer with us, correct?
Yes, definitely. Harrison was a good brother of ours, good friend.
Yeah, I just want y'all to tell us about who was Harrison Carter. And can you just tell us? I mean, I know the media got this side of him, but who was he? In y'all own words.
Well, one thing the media doesn't tell you, and they act like they didn't have his information, but he was an Air Force firefighter, veteran, over 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard the neighbors say that he was suspicious because he didn't have the lawn wasn't kept up. But Harrison comes from out of Brooklyn, and that's his father's house. His father owned that house. Mm-hmm. And the only reason why Harrison Carter found himself in Florida at that home was because his father was dying. And his father couldn't even help himself to use the bathroom or even make meals for himself. So this tells you the type of person that Harrison was. He went down there to take care of his father. And when his father died, obviously Harrison said that the house looked like it was a hoarder's home, So he was cleaning up that house there, and until he wanted to be a New York City firefighter. So on his way of coming back and forth, trying to get into that type of career, he will run and go help his father and mother out. His mother is ill too. His mother is in New York, and he'll rather go and get good sleep to take his mother in the morning to dialysis than hang out with his boys he didn't see in a long time. That's the type of person he is.
Now, that's just something that didn't play up. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he's definitely was what my brother Colin said is definitely true. Like, you know, he will look out for family first. That was his whole mindset, family first. He's family oriented, like, you know. And even with that, he definitely, when it came down to his friends, he didn't just look out. He did, like, you know what I mean? He did. Like, he would never ask you for anything. He would do it. Like, if you didn't have it, or if you had it, he would do it for you. No matter what the ordeal was or the favor, it wasn't too large or too small for him to give a helping hand. He was always a helping person, like, you know. And it's just kind of tragic, like, the extent that the police in Florida took it to for marijuana. Like, it's just a SWAT team, like, for real. Like, you know, you get raided for whatever drugs or whatever may happen, there's a protocol. But SWAT, that means they must have did their homework on him and saying that, oh, he's military. But they never portrayed that in the light and saying he was a veteran and this, that, and the third. They never want nobody to know that. They came with tanks and for a package of marijuana that he used for his own personal use. It wasn't like he was selling or distributing. He was using it for his own personal use. Like, that's his choice. So
and it was still a guess of actually what it was. Who we still really don't know what was that. And then to imagine that they would put someone, a mail carrier, in harm's way, you're doing a sting. Now, and remember, they said they had a brief conversation with him. So if you're doing a sting, and you know what's in that parcel, you having a conversation with someone. You're probably like a foot away from him. You could have took him down right there. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, when we get to the gruesome part of the story, you really see that Harrison had no idea what was going on. And they never identified themselves as being nuts. You know, because you're not going to put someone, a career-going guy, in harm's way of a sting. If anything, you're going to be, the police is going to be the carrier. You know?
And who actually knows if the package was even for him? That we were going by what we were hearing on the media, what the media is saying. In Florida, they said a package was delivered to him. Obviously, if a package is being delivered to you and you don't know if the package is for you or not, you're going to come to the door regardless to see what's going on. Yeah. So who knows if the package was for him or if it was? And then for the extent for it to go the way it was, and his criminal record was clean, spick and span clean, till 3 days before his assassination by the Florida police. He only got caught with 5 grams of marijuana, which is personal use.
Right. So, but I think he was facing a misdemeanor. He wasn't facing a felony. I mean, his lawyer that he got for that, he said that he was smart and educated. He was surprised to hear that he was in a gun shootout 24 hours later. Mm-hmm. Like, even the lawyer was surprised to hear about that.
I never even known the brother for even being a person that was was in recreational use of any type of illicit drugs. Since I've known him, and I'm a person that, you know, I smoke weed occasionally and I drink socially, but I've never known him for even mentioning it or anything like that. But who knows what state of mind he was? Maybe he wanted to relax and smoke with his friends, or maybe he was getting it for a friend. Who knows? But for the extent that they take it with tanks and drones, and like, they made an assumption and it was totally wrong. They didn't do their homework, and they just went in full force. I've never seen nobody get raided like that in my life. I've seen DEA shows and things like that, cops. I never see it go to that level. That was like National Guard SWAT. That wasn't even like the normal police department SWAT. That was military. If you see the clips, everybody was in green. It said Orange County SWAT, and everything was in green. Then later on, there's a drone flying around. Like, yeah, whoever made the calling or the complaint, because it was definitely hating on him and his father, obviously, because he had the biggest house in that community, and it was the last house on the hill. And they looking at his demeanor, because he adapted all the cultures that he learned since he been in the service there. He adapted all of it in, you know. And they look at him, who's this man with the beard? He has guards on. Sometimes he might even wear clothes from Tokyo. Who knows? He adapted every culture that he's seen and absorbed it in himself. And that's what he brought back home with him, the different cultures he learned. So that might be intimidating to somebody that lived next door and say, hey, who's this guy? I've never seen this guy. What's going on here? And random calls were coming in about complaints that they only seen people at nighttime. I mean, we all heard on the clips. Some people were saying we only see traffic coming at nighttime. Obviously, you're a grown man. Maybe you have a girlfriend or whoever your significant other may be, may come see you at nighttime or maybe in the daytime. What is it for you? He pays, his property is owned. I know there's got to be security in the area that circulates the area, make sure everybody is safe. That's privately owned security. So obviously they probably did a random check over there and see, oh, this guy does live here. Like, oh, all right, that's the son of Mr. Carter. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on. Like for them to take it to that extent, it's beyond. I never heard of that. That's like a movie. I've never seen that like that in my life.
Exactly. And that's exactly what they did. They staged a movie because when they came in and someone made the mistake of shooting Harrison when he came to the door, because you had a brief conversation with him and you could have took him down right there, but you didn't. So they had a stage.
If anything.
Exactly. They had a stage. Exactly. And they had a stage a shooting because they messed up. They messed up, and that's exactly what this is. They made people in the five homes surrounding his home. They made them leave, and then they locked down the rest of the community, telling them that, and this is the news saying it, saying that the community was locked down, unable to leave their homes because they know people look and watch, you know. And when you're staging a movie scene, you have to make sure that it goes off without a hitch, you know. And all of this and the real shock is because his brother is in the military, Air Force too. So this is a military family, and since he's going through some type of investigation himself with this situation of his dear brother, that the boy didn't even have the gun in his hand, and he told us that he was where he kept the gun in his home, which was his father's. It was in the laundry room. So after he got shot, he went to go and towards where he can possibly get a weapon, but he said the bag was closed and blood was dripped on it. He didn't even have a chance to go get a weapon. You know, and at his funeral, I'm looking at him in a beautiful suit, but I'm like, oh, he has a fitted hat on, a Yankees fitted, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. That, you know, he's probably repping his Brooklyn side. Okay, that's cool. The family wanted to do that, but I didn't know that they was hiding a shot to the head, execution. So not only how can you barricade yourself in a home like they say, barricaded suspect, if you're a few feet away from him and you shoot him first, how can you retreat and barricade? You don't go into the house after him, like right if someone tries to close the door, you're not surrounded going in. Don't
in the pursuit of whatever you're doing.
Exactly. I watch TV, cops all the time, and when knocks come to your door, they're going inside. You're telling me that you waited if this was a 2-hour standoff and the first set of cops wasn't equipped enough to go in after him they said the shooters that was officers. They said that one was 24 years veteran on the service and one was 19 years in the service, and they was highly trained and equipped for situations like this. So it's crazy. And mind you, before the only record he had on him was 3 days prior to that. Should have never been on their radar. Should have never been. They never mentioned that during the routine traffic stop, they ask you for your ID, your proof of insurance, and everything. And I know him. He's a law-abiding citizen. He's a servant to the country, and he obviously told him, hey, listen, I have my handgun in the car. Yeah, I'm military. Show this ID. That's what most military guys do. They carry their weapons with them. They have the right to carry. They don't have no felonies. They serve our country. They have the right to bear arms. That's the constitutional right. Plus, on top of that, they serve. So I obviously showed them that, yeah, I have my paperwork. Everything's legit. Everything is go. They probably gave him a summons for the 5 grams of marijuana and let him go. Most of the time, the police let you go once they know you're military. And they find something like that. They just let you go because just
some of the things that they do as a favor to each other, whether you're in the police. If my wife works in the police department and she happen to have something, they just probably let her go. They're not going to say nothing. Get out of it. They'll probably throw it out and tell her to keep going about your business. That's a warning.
Somebody got this.
They work on the same. They in the same field of things. You know what I'm saying? So for them, they knew of him. Once his name went in the system for that routine traffic stop, they let him go. They knew he had a firearm. First of all, you see his demeanor. He's grown his beard.
Right.
Just for
that was old-fashioned. That was old-fashioned. Exactly.
Not because of he might be a terrorist or he might be a renegade. He learned some things when he was a foreign. No, it's because that's masculinity. He's a man. So that's why he grew his beard. And that's intimidating to some of these folks out here. I'm not going to say white or whatever, but we know a lot of people, they do not like a man to be masculine. And it intimidates them, whether you're in an interview or whatever it may be. They don't like that. So just that, and then he served, and he showed his ID, and he had the 5 grams of marijuana that they said they found him, and obviously he showed them his gun because it's in his glove compartment, and it's probably safety sealed inside his glove compartment. It's not like he was driving with one in the head, running around like a renegade. So they knew all this. So if you've been watching him for a couple of months, like they've been saying, you'd have known that this man is not even a threat to anybody. Actually, he's a protector of us. So why would you treat that man in that way? Why would you have to?
Yeah, I would actually. I'm glad you brought up the situation about them watching him, and also in some versions of the story, they said they had brought in a hostage negotiator or something. So I don't know what to believe as far as the printed word, or even what I see as far as the television news segments. But I want to ask y'all this: did he ever complain about police harassment while he was in Florida?
Yes.
Okay.
He complained that people were looking at him weird. Like you can tell when someone doesn't want you around. You know, and he was saying to us he wanted to move back to Brooklyn. After he handled his father's situation and got everything cleaned up and looking presentable, who knows? He probably would have sold the house, or we don't know now. You know, but his goal, he wanted to come back to Brooklyn and pursue trying to be a firefighter and even open up a bar so he can, socialize with his friends. He had goals and dreams. You don't give that all up away to have a shootout with police. You know what I'm saying?
Package of weed, yeah. So, and they don't even know what it was, though. They, even at the Sheriff Dimmons, he said they don't know what it is. So they don't really know what they got.
Exactly.
I mean, supposedly.
Exactly. So there's so many flags. There's so many flags that's just jumping up at me, and I'm like, you know what? Either somebody's trying to be elected or reelected off of this scene here, and they want to use him as a dummy for being the next Orlando what, but it's too many flags here, and these, if I thought he was in the wrong, I would have been like, you know what? Oh, it's too bad. Like rest in peace, Harrison. But I can't because it's unsettling, and I have to clear it he can't speak for himself, so I have to get the word out. I have to get someone who's intelligent enough to know, or it could be a old detective listening in or something, because this makes no sense whatsoever.
All we know is that they fired at him, and sometimes a lot of military people are trained. Even when shots are fired and they hit, they know how to handle themselves, like breathing control and everything.
Right.
At least for some help can come. So for him to have, we've seen him in the casket, a hat on his head. When there's a hat on the head, it's either a head wound, and they're trying to cover that up. So they had to give him a headshot, because either he survived the shots that he underwent from the officers, and he survived it, and when they came in there with the tanks and whatever, the Battlefield tank and the National Guard, SWAT, whatever came in, who knows? I think they executed him right there. Because if he survived his wounds, he obviously could speak up for himself. Now that man can't speak for himself. A bullet to the head. Why they never said that in none of the news articles?
Yeah, it is kind of
2 shots.
Yeah, they didn't say a bullet wound to the head, but it is disturbing, though. That's very disturbing what you raised. And I also want to ask y'all this. When you showed me, Brother Collins, the snapshot of his Facebook page, the fact that it said I'm dead on the Facebook page after he got killed.
Exactly.
I mean, what was that about?
Exactly.
I mean, go ahead.
Oh boy! I'm happy you mentioned that. Now, here's someone the way I found out about this. We have friends on Facebook. So someone contacts us and says, you know, after seeing that, they say Harrison's dead. You start seeing family members writing R.I.P. and stuff like that. So I'm like, listen, here everybody's calling me saying, oh, is it true Harrison's dead? So we go on the Facebook, we're looking, and I'm like, oh man, like what is this? You know, we see I'm dead and then R.I.P. from the family members. I snapshot it and I send it to my friends. I'm like, yo, listen, like they were saying, oh, he had enough time to go and try to got to his phone to reach us and let him know, like, oh, like, I'm going, guys, like, I'm dead. That's what we thought it was. Not to know now that if you go to his Facebook page today, it's not there anymore.
Yeah, I saw it. That's removed. Yeah.
Exactly. How can a dead man delete his post?
I never even know. I'm hearing this for the first time right now.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that post was deleted.
It's deleted, Ben. It's deleted.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, what about the Black Jesus picture, though? Did he do the Black Jesus picture? What was that about? The Black Jesus profile picture.
I think that's something that, you know, it was something funny going on like World Star, I guess, and, you know, I guess he just, who knows about that situation.
I'm just saying a similar, I don't know. I know it's Kevin Hart, I think, dressed as Black Jesus or something, but it's just peculiar for that to be placed like the day before he get killed as the profile picture, and to have the status update say I'm dead. What is that all about? I mean, what are those symbols about? What is that?
It's too many. It's too many. His brother was telling us that they don't think he even wrote "I'm dead." They think an officer wrote "I'm dead" on his. He probably had his phone open, and when they came in there and they like to make poke fun too. They wrote "I'm dead" just so, like, you know, obviously someone had a target. He was a target to someone. You know what I'm saying? So, but for that to now after we were trying to reach other people and explain this to us, they probably noticed that, you know what, maybe we shouldn't even did that, and maybe they deleted it. You know what I'm saying? But guess what?
How can that man delete his own Facebook?
Exactly. If you go there today, they delete so much of his stuff now. If you go there today, they're trying to cover up, but you can't cover it up because we got the time that it was sent. It was written up there at 10 in the morning.
Right.
And now this tells you the standoff was for all afternoon episode. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it took them time enough to stage this because they said that other counties didn't respond until they asked for help. Why are the police asking for help that's already had a conversation with him, shot at him, and now they're trying to make it seem that he went in their house, got a gun. First they said that he went back in the house and then came back and shot at them. I don't know what to believe from them. Either he had the gun on him or he went back to get the gun. Like, what's the story? The guy who was the officer that was talking to the news about the situation, he ain't got none of his facts straight. None of his facts are straight.
That's the sheriff of the county right there, Sheriff Demings, Jerry Demings.
And he don't know what's going on. And they just use him as a puppet because they probably the color of his skin maybe will make us be at ease or believe what he's trying to say because it's another black man being killed, you know. But I'm sorry, like, I don't believe anything. After that, they didn't mention that he was an Air Force veteran firefighter. If they don't mention that, I'm gonna believe that he's a barricaded suspect. I don't think so, because someone you don't shoot a man and he goes and you have a shootout after he gets shot and end up in the garage barricaded. That's not barricaded. They went in after him.
Let me actually did. You know? I just think it's crazy because like he is a military veteran and it's like he had a clean record. He had no criminal record. You know, just a potential misdemeanor charge, which speaks a lot about his character to me and his integrity. But the other thing is, you feel like he might have been military intelligence. I mean, it's like it's more to just a package of weed, supposedly. Was he military intelligence?
It could possibly be that he knew some things, intel, Why? Because if you go into different countries and you're stationed for who knows how long a period of time, you learn things. You see things. You see, the brain has a way of detecting certain things and just looking at it and say, hey, I'm out here for my country, but certain things it's just not acceptable to the mind, and a person has a heart. You're looking at certain things like, I know my country sent me out here to do this and protect and do it, but you're seeing some things maybe your other comrades are doing or something that just doesn't look right. And you might say, you know what, I served my time, and I didn't get killed, I didn't get hurt. It's time for me to back up from this and maybe do another field of working with the service, but not actually on the combat field. And that's what he did. He went straight to become a firefighter, maybe putting out oil fires or whatever in Afghanistan. So he probably seen something that just wasn't sitting right in his own physical being. Like, you know what? Let me take it to a whole different realm of what I'm going to do with the service. I'm already partaking with them, but let me just go in this other section. This section of the things is not for me. Let me go over here where it's a help. And that's what he did. He went with the fire department in Afghan. So, you know, all these brothers and women that's in the service, they've seen hell on earth. We don't know what they see. We just know that we're free and we're protected. What they go through, nobody wants to go through. You know, only the ones of courageous heart can go through something. What they went through, their ordeal that they went through. So, you know, obviously, he must have known something. Maybe not no higher ranking intel, but just with the normal eye, he could probably speak on it. And they didn't want him. They probably didn't want him to speak on it. You know, it's a sworn silence between that brotherhood when you're in the service. You know. And remember 9/11. If you think about 9/11, the firefighters are one of the first ones on the scene. Now he was an Air Force firefighter. You know what I'm saying? So now he's the first one on the scene, and he get to see what's really going down. You know, in the midst of all of it. You know, of either having to rescue a fallen comrade or having to clean up something. You know, but like if you even now, the reason why I'm thinking this way because I listened to your program before, and the SEAL Team 6. Yeah. Once they enter a situation, they got rid of those brothers. Right. You know why? Because they was there for the scene. They know how to clean up a whole mess. And I feel sorry for those family members that lost those brothers. So that's what happens when you're in the scene and you get to be a part of something, and they want to cover it up. They erase everything.
Let me ask y'all this. I see 917. I'm going to the phone lines very soon. 917, hold on. I want to ask y'all this. Did he suffer from any type of post-traumatic stress disorder? Any type of...
No. He can handle himself. Brooklyn, we from Brooklyn, and we've seen a lot of trauma in our life, so we know how to, you know what I'm saying? This is called Brook Nom. You know, so we've seen a lot of horrible things, and we just bounce back. You know what I'm saying? That's all. But Harrison knew how to have a good time and relieve himself. Because remember, his main focus was his family. So when you have a mother on dialysis and your father trying to help feed him and clean him up, you know, before he dies, you know what I'm saying, you have too many other things on your mind to worry about yourself. You know what I'm saying?
What do you ever in fear of his life?
With his mother.
What about his life? Do you ever in fear of his life?
Okay. I can actually speak on a moment that he came back from Tokyo, Tokyo, Japan, and he came to my house where I lived at in Brooklyn. I'm dead smack in the hood, you know, of Brooklyn, and he came with a friend of his from Japan, a female friend, and they came to my house. So, you know, and after that we went out, you know, had some food, talk, kick it. He told me about the culture and things like that. And the last time I actually seen him, we went to Atlantic City. And he was in a good state of mind. He was driving. He was telling me about stories on our way up there. I didn't see no signs of any post-traumatic stress within the brother. He seemed like he was happy, and he was happy to see his friends that he ain't seen in a long time. But at the same time, in that same notion, I was in Atlantic City. He was telling me, he said, listen, I got to go. I know everybody got the little gambler's touch, you know, whatever, but I got to go. We all grown men here, but I got to head back to Brooklyn because I got to pick up my mother from dialysis. That's the last thing I remember him talking about. And I was like, yeah, I feel you. I said, I'm in the car. I'm out of here with you. Let's go. And when he dropped all of us off, he made sure he dropped all of us off, and then made sure he went to go pick up his mother from dialysis.
That's Harrison. That is Harrison.
Oh, wow,
in the midst of having a good time, we all winning, gambling, we all winning, having a good time. In the midst of all that, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. Everything is on hold now. I gotta go see my mom. I gotta make sure she's all right. She's home safe. Everything is good. And the last time I actually spoke to him after that, he was on. I was on the internet or Facebook. He inboxed me and he was like, "Yo, my bad. I ain't get up in contact with Sheila. I just been busy back and forth. This and the third. Everything is good." He didn't seem like he had a worry in the world. The man saved up his money. He had money saved up that was legal from the service. So he didn't have no issues. He always would go in his pocket to make sure that you didn't have to go in yours. Because that's how much of a brother he was. I'm holding my brother down. Because if I'm good, we all good. And that's how we all are.
That's right.
So,
wow.
And his mother was strong enough to go to dialysis. It's just that the type of person he was, he wanted to be there. She's strong enough to go, you know. She's strong enough to go, but he just wanted to be there for his mother. And he moved me such in a way where he made me want to treat my mother even better. He made me want to call my mother more and do more for her, because that's how infectious his manhood was. He was a real man to me.
No, I mean, it's like he will definitely be missed. It's like he was a very genuine and truly exceptional person. And it's unfortunate that his end was met the way it was met. But I want to ask you, let me see. 917, I'm getting 917 in here. Area code 917 in your area. Welcome to We All Be.
Hello, this is Will Watson.
Hey, Mr. Watson, thank you for calling in. How you doing today?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Listen, I just had the brother on the line. I don't know if it fell off.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna try to connect his brother. Yo, Ben, everybody there?
Yeah, we're here.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna try to connect his brother.
Okay.
All right.
yeah, that's his older brother, Adam Carter.
Captain in the Air Force, his brother.
Captain of the Air. Oh, that's the one. Okay. Wow. I'm just sorry to hear that it's got to be this way, man. Black folks getting caught hell all over the place, man. I've been getting reports and stuff about what's happening all over the country. It's crazy.
Crazy.
And we need brothers like you. You're real appreciated. You're appreciated, my brother.
I'm humble, man. Thank you so much, man. Whatever I could do. It get kind of overwhelming, but, you know, we got to do our part.
Yes. We appreciate the forum that you're giving out for us to speak what we feel and for the people to hear about what's going on, and you know, so others don't go through this type of pain that we're going through right now. You know.
Yes, sir. I hear you, man. We got to stick together, man. It's time for us to come together right now. If we can't come together right now, we through.
Yeah, we lost if we don't come together. Every other nationality sticking together.
Yeah.
And they unicize with each other.
Yeah.
Why we can't? We shouldn't be tearing each other apart. We're supposed to be standing up for the injustice and make sure that our people is okay.
Yes, sir. We got another caller. I guess the 646 is brother Colin. Is another line you got open?
Yeah. I got lost contact for a second.
Okay.
I think they're waiting for the get Adam Carter on the phone.
Okay, it's important. I think you wouldn't need to know about it. This is very disturbing to hear it. Like when Brother Collins told me about it on Thursday, I believe, and just looking at the fact that they sent all this overkill for a package of supposed marijuana. I said, is this a I mean, anybody supposed about to legalize marijuana, about making billions of dollars? They send generations of black men and women to jail for this type of stuff, and now they're trying to kill people over a package of marijuana, supposedly.
And this thing has been legalized in 13 states. Like,
right.
So, really, you think you have to go to that extent for a package that
it's a part? Yeah.
We don't even know if the package was for him.
We don't even know if it's drugs. We don't even know if it's drugs.
We don't know what it is, right? They never said.
I done had a package come to my house, and I don't know what the package is. I didn't order anything. That's not for me. And the guy leaves and goes about his business. Sorry about that, and goes about his business. So we don't know. Like, we just going by what they're saying. Only that man knows, but he's no longer here, so he can speak for himself. So, you know?
And 3 days before they do a sting, they're not even supposed to even been at his house. You don't do a sting on someone who got stopped for 5 grams of marijuana 3 days before. How do you do an investigation? They said he was under the investigation for some time. It doesn't happen in 3 days. That's not rocket science. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't happen that fast.
They'll let him go. If they've been following him, they'll let him go.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, we're here.
Yes.
Yeah, I tried to call him. Looks like I couldn't get a hold of him, but I guess he'll call me back. He just was disconnected.
That's fine. That's good.
I guess he'll give me a ring back.
You could just text him the number to the show also, so he'll probably call him himself.
Right.
And also, I can interview him, so man, put it out there. It don't have to be on the show. Brother Collar got my contact information. I could talk to him sometime this week. I'm gonna do some more interviews with people on the record to hopefully get this story out there, because people need to know that we are living in a police state and that we're under martial law right now. People talking about invasion of marches and stuff, but we're under martial law right now. And they ain't playing with black people no more.
They're not.
Definitely right.
But this has been an agenda. This has been an agenda in place for years, and people just seeing it now.
Right.
This is not something they just came up with yesterday. Like, this has always been in effect, but people are always ignorant to media and twerking and all this nonsense. Like, they don't really look at the big picture of things.
You
yes,
know?
sir.
But you know what? When people do wake up, they got the camps already ready for everybody.
They've been having all these campaigns, give your guns in and they give you a few dollars.
Right.
To disarm the public.
That's right.
You know, trying to set in stronger gun laws so you won't be protected when this thing hit. You know?
Yep.
That's why so many of these people are fighting. They're trying to ignore Alex Jones and all these people that's fighting for their rights to bear arms. And then you got people that's just trying to, like, take these laws away, these Republicans, all these people with money that know the true agenda are trying to disarm the public.
Yeah, you know, like somebody told me once. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, we're here.
Yes, yeah, I'm here.
Definitely true. Definitely true what he's saying. Like, any way they can destroy us, they're doing it. Like, they try to they try to make us not be masculine no more as men, as black men, even through fashion. They disarming us. They play martial law little by little, deadening our rights. It just gets crazy, and we are being
and we're suspicious when we're suspicious when we live in a neighborhood that's paid for, biggest house in the neighborhood, but we have but we should still feel like we're inferior and afraid to, like, you know, like, roam how we supposed to roam. Like, we're human beings. Like,
well, you know what, America always need an enemy to attack, and they killed all their quote unquote enemies that they created. You know, America is good creating boogeyman, and they go back to the original boogeyman, the black man. The black man is the original American boogeyman, because they killed all their supposedly overseas boogeyman. Think about the '88 elections, how George Bush Sr. got to office because of Willie Horton commercials, right? The big black boogeyman, you know, Jack Johnson, the big boogeyman, Barry Bonds, O.J. Simpson. They always got to have a black boogeyman somewhere to blame all the problems of America. You know, and that's the thing, even with Harrison Carter, the fact that, okay, they show his picture with the prominent beard. You don't think about him as a black man. You see him as an Islamic terrorist. There's a few things, like, you have an emotional reaction to it, although you say it's the culture. It's Miami, Rick Ross. A lot of them cats wear full beards and not Muslim. A lot of brothers do. It's part of the culture.
Exactly.
You know?
That's
so, I mean,
that's how we can...
Go ahead.
It's in our nature. It's in our nature to distinguish ourselves from the woman by showing our masculinity. That's why we grow our beards. Like, you know, it's not just only hip-hop. The Jews grow their beard. The Muslims grow their beard.
Hasidic Jews, the Williamsburg, right? The Hasidic Jews.
Why the Jews are not terrorists? They grow their beards.
But they control their police, though. They control their police. Like Williamsburg, they control their police and their schools and their economics. They control. They got community.
Exactly.
Wow.
They have unity. That's
Right.
what we don't have. So we complain a lot too, but we gotta look at ourselves as well.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
you know
true.
what I mean? Like they are progressing and prospering because they have unity.
Wow.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
actually,
They police their own community. They have their own hospitals. They have
That's
their
right.
own cops. They have their own everything. They're like a separate society. They have their own government.
Basically, yeah.
And that's because they have unity.
Yeah, it's something we're going to have to learn. Trial and error, we're going to learn.
So,
yeah.
like, you know what's sad? You know what bothers me about our people? Like, we spend the most money in the economy. This is facts.
Right.
We spend the most money in this economy in the United States, but we just happen to be the poorest group of people as well. Like, I don't get it. Like, you know, like we'll throw all our money in the economy to get this country flourishing financially, but we don't have anything.
Well, you know, it's like Brother Dick Gregory said, whoever you give your money to, you give your power to. Whoever you give your money to, you give your power to. So you're not investing money in yourself.
Yep.
You're giving away money.
Yep.
If your dollar's not being recycled more than once in your community, you have chaos. You don't have community. You have chaos.
I got statistics, yo. Oh,
That was
man,
powerful. That was powerful.
Your brother,
Jesus.
you know, it's funny. I was reading up on that the other week or so. Like, it's crazy. You know what's funny with different like communities? Say for instance, the Spanish Latino community. You know how many times the dollar passes within their businesses before it goes out?
How many?
It touches 11 hands. 11 different businesses in their community before it goes out. Jewish people is 22 or so, something like that. White people is about 16 people, 16 businesses before it goes out of the community. The same dollar, like they share it in their community. It touches about 16 different businesses. You know how many businesses black people it touches?
How many?
0.
Wow.
Zero.
Yeah, black businesses. I thought they were extinct though.
Money we spend it somebody. We spend it somewhere else.
Well, I thought black businesses don't exist no more. I thought like a dodo bird. It's no longer existing. Black businesses. You got black face businesses. You got black folks running businesses for white corporations. But do you actually have any real black businesses left in this country? I'm not talking about black businesses. I'm talking about black businesses. Like black and proud businesses. Like black owned. We proud to be owned by black folks. We're not ashamed to be black. We embrace our culture. We promote our people. We empower our people. Like people like John H. Johnson, who own Jedden and all that, you know, Jed and Ebony. Those type of cats. Do we have any more race men and women around? I mean, even in New York City, you have some proud black men and women, race men and women that own businesses, Strivers Row and all that stuff. You know, people own their own. They help their own. They was okay being with their own. You know, do we have that type of mentality anymore?
Wow.
We have to keep our businesses too. A lot of people that have businesses black owned, as soon as they reach the highest mark that they think they could reach,
right?
The white man comes and say, "Hey, listen, we got 1.2 billion for you." They, instead of saying, "You know what? Everything is running okay over here. We done branded it. Everything is going good. We're not interested." They'll take the money and say, "All right, cool. Let y'all run it." You know? And it shouldn't be like that. Stay within your own. Own your own rights. That's it. Don't sell out to these people for some money. For the things that don't have no value to it. It don't have no value. The service you provide has a value to it because it's helping us. It's helping other people. Don't sell out and take that money because that money has there's nothing back in that $billions they give. It's just paper. Nothing back. They print it all day long in their mills in the warehouses where they print that money. It has no backing. There's no gold backing it up. So the business you're providing for your community and we're the one buying it, keep it within us. Don't sell out to these people for coming out and then go out and live somewhere else.
Amen.
Amen. I'm doing this and doing that.
Amen.
That's true. I want to ask y'all this, because I'm thinking about your dear friend, Brother Harrison Carter. We'll talk about him again. Like I said, I'll be doing some follow-up with some people in the legal and law enforcement community and also with some of y'all as well. But what is the next step? I mean, how long was he down in Florida? How long was he down there?
he was coming back and forth.
You know, this is the thing. Like, I wish his brother was online. You know, because the brother just actually texted me. He said he's with his kids. He's only in town for a few days. You know, so he's spending time with the kids. He's in a remote island. He's also in the service as well. Adam. He's also in the military service. So he's like in an island so remote that, you know, his kids are not with him. So he's spending all his time, his precious time with him, with his children. He just texted me and said that he's with the kids, so he couldn't really speak on the phone. You know, but he just want to send out his regards and thanks to you guys for doing this.
We appreciate Captain Carter for. I know it means hard. I mean, yeah, but like I said, you know, Brother Colin got my information. I can talk to him whenever he get a chance to talk to him. That'll be no problem.
Text him your number. Yeah.
Okay. That'd be fine. But I just want to know, what is the next step in this Harrison? What y'all plan to do? What does the family plan to do for Brother Harrison?
We're allowing the family want to get, you know.
Like, I'm supposed to go meet with him later this evening, like, because we arranged to chill today, and I text him, and I'm gonna see what he got planned. You know, we're gonna talk about that today.
Who is Cap? We gonna talk to?
We trying to give the family time. So,
they're still grieving. Like, he's still grieving, and, you know, I just want him to, like, he's all right for the most part, but I just want them to, like, gather themselves up first. Then we go to decide, or he's going to decide what the next steps is going to take, you know.
Is Captain Carter going to decide it, or who's going to decide it? Who's going to decide the next steps?
Well, it's going to be most likely his brother. His brother.
Yeah. Okay, Captain Carter, okay. Family. Okay, and also, do he have any relatives? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wish more of his relatives were online. Because, like, we should have, like, tried to reach out to speak to some of his, like, relatives. Like, who set this up?
I want to call the brother, but it was just so spur of the moment. Like, once I saw his name and number, I said, I can actually get in touch with Brother Ron. I jumped at it. You know what I'm saying?
We have more shows. I'm honored. Yeah, I'm pretty easy to reach. But we have more shows. Don't need to worry about that. We'll get, you know, more perspectives on this story, because we got to be responsible for telling the story. He's one of our own.
That's what I would have liked for him to speak to, because he's leaving tomorrow to go back to Diego Garcia.
Wow, that's interesting. Wow.
He's living.
See, that's interesting. That's an interesting island. Wow.
Yeah, you know about it?
I mean, I heard they would have kept the plane. They got the missing plane for Diego Garcia. That's what I heard.
That's what I'm hearing. It's really weird, you know? Yeah, but that's where he's living, and it's very remote.
As friends, I think that we probably could start a petition, maybe on change.org or something, and maybe we get some signatures. So maybe somebody in a higher power can look into it. Maybe a senator, a congressman in Florida. Maybe
I would say,
and maybe of a good heart, and just to look into it and uncover what really happened, and not just cover up, you know. So maybe we could do that, but at the same time with the family's permission and everything else like that, because you know.
Right. We don't want to overstep. We're trying not to overstep their boundaries, because I know they're getting new information every single day, and you know I don't want to overstep them. So trust me, this is a family that's not going to just lay down and sit down, you know what I'm saying, because now they know that Harrison just didn't have friends on the block, that he had brothers, like he was a brother to us, and we're not going to allow this to continue happening. And he can't speak, but I believe that when blood is shed, it cries out to God for justice, and this is exactly what's going to happen. God is going to make us do this. Even if we don't want to do it, God's going to make us do it. You know what I'm saying? But we do want to do it, which is even better.
Did your brother Harrison have any kids, or did he have like a girlfriend or a fiance or wife?
No children, not married. You know, he was more of like on a young, I'm still like playing around a little bit, you know.
He did not know he didn't.
Settle down stage yet.
I mean, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, nothing wrong with that, but it's unfortunate he didn't have the time. Because now, if you don't understand, when they're killing you, they're actually killing generations of you. It's genocide what they do.
Exactly.
It's genocide by a different name.
Right.
So I want to thank y'all for being on the show. I'm definitely want to have y'all on again, keep folks updated about what's going on. But do y'all have any last words or closing thoughts you'd like to share with us before we go?
Well, thank you for doing this. You're one part of the Freedom Fighters, and if it would be impossible probably to get halfway here without people like you. But you know, I just want to say thank you for allowing us to have a voice, an outlet to speak our mind, you know, for the ones that can. You know?
Definitely.
Definitely.
I'm humble, man. Wow, thank y'all. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. And you always got a friend. You always got a place and friends in Brooklyn if you ever need to do anything here.
Yeah, I love Brooklyn, man. The Republic of Brooklyn, man. Y'all got your own thing going on. I love Brooklyn.
That's right.
So I'm definitely gonna be back. I'm definitely gonna look y'all up, and we're gonna do this again. The struggle continues, man. But thank y'all so much for spending this time, valuable time. Y'all, I could spend y'all time anywhere. Y'all chose to spend some time with me to tell the story of your fallen comrade and brother, and being true brothers keepers. I appreciate y'all, man. In the words of Duke Ellington, we love y'all madly. Y'all take care of yourself. No problem.
Thank you. I love you, my brothers. Love you, my brothers, for coming.
Love you back.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. No problem.
I love you too, man.
Peace.
All right.
Peace. All right.
And that does it, everybody, for this edition of We All Be Radio. I'm the Artivist. Until we meet again, we love you all madly. And please do realize and know that the best is yet to come. God bless you all. Stay strong, but always stay true as well. Peace.